do your CV get shortlisted? With so many candidates applying for the cabin crew role, it is more likely than ever that the airlines will turn to methods that will expedite this so-called evaluation process. In many cases, this means utilizing something called an application tracking system. In this video, we're going to talk about the application tracking system used by big airlines. An application tracking system, or I will use the shortcut ATS, is a type of software which is used by the human resources teams to scan and rank CVs and to eliminate the candidates that deemed least qualified for the position at hand. Only those CVs that pass through this electronic gatekeeper will be reviewed by the human resources managers or human resources team members themselves. Essentially, these ATS are ways to electronically reduce the applicant pool to a manageable number of candidates. As we have talked, there are thousands of people applying online. Even it's simply impossible that somebody would sit down and reconsider each and every CV. One by one. Unfortunately, while this is a great tool for the HR managers, it is also means that you as a job seeker, if you do not craft your CV with the ATS in mind, then you might find yourself out of the running for the job. There are certain ways to please those applicant tracking systems that we talk about, so it is important that you incorporate them in your CV. And I strongly believe that this has been the core component why hundreds of applicants that have followed my instructions, my videos previously talking about the CVs, which I do have a playlist over here on my Instagram account. If you jump, you will see the 4 videos. This is the 6th one. And that is because I exactly know what are the key skills, what is the experience, what are the things that the airlines and the recruiters are looking for when they are recruiting candidates. As you know, I flew for Qatar Airways for 10 years and I was in the leadership role of a cabin crew for 5 years. I have conducted thousands of assessments on board the aircraft on the cabin crew, and I do know exactly what the managers of the human resources teams are actually expecting from their cabin crew. Those are the very same skills that those cabin crew have been recruited based on showcasing their talent during the open day and assessment day, and the education and the potential for the same. When an assessment was conducted on a cabin crew on board the aircraft, those were the very same skills that we were looking at, a bit more elaborated, of course. So let's go back to the applicant tracking system, the ATS. Keywords, for instance, are the top priorities for this ATS. When it scans your CV, it will search for those key terms that are essential to the job, in this case, to the cabin crew role that you are interested in. And if it finds those terms that they exist in your CV or in your document, it will assume that you have certain important qualifications for the job. If it doesn't find those terms and those words, it will conclude that you do not have the necessary skills, and unfortunately, it will eliminate you. Much like tailoring your CV to demonstrate the job fit, to demonstrate that you can fit in the job listing is the place to search for keywords that you're gonna highlight them in your CV, or the vacancies. Over here, I'm referring mostly to the non-negotiable rules and regulations that the airlines are listing when they're publishing a vacancy on the internet. Make sure that you read well the vacancy and make sure that you include all the important terms throughout your document, whether that's going to be possible throughout your CV, I mean over here, whether that's going to be in your skills section, whether it's going to be in your professional statement, in your career history. They should be everywhere. You should include these words more than once, so they can basically be recognized by that ATS system. I will elaborate this a bit more, and I will take an example with Qatar Airways. Unfortunately, at the moment on a Qatar Airways website, we do not see any vacancy that resembles an invitation For cabin crew, we all know that there is a big amount of cabin crew being redundant, and we all know very well that the chief executive of the airline has said that those people will be first bring back to the airline before they open new vacancies for the cabin crew. That goes hand in hand with the process of reopening of the destinations that they have stopped flying. That goes along with the frequency that they fly to the destination, and this is more or less applicable to all the airlines in the Middle East. Where you will be taking the keywords from. How do you know what you're supposed to incorporate? Let's take for a moment a vacancy at the moment that is available on the Qatar Airways website, is that they are requiring or they're recruiting a nurse in their medical center. Qatar Airways is an airline that has their own medical center, just like most of the airlines in the Middle East, and they're hiring there a nurse. So there is something called key responsibilities that this nurse will be having when she's going to be working there. This is the place where the nurse who's going to apply will search for the keywords that she's going to incorporate them in her curriculum vitae along with her work experience. She might have been doing these things in her previous job, but if she writes them and if she takes keywords from here, which I would refer, let's say, monitor, report, and assist in screening communicable disease exposure. If she incorporates this as a point that she has been working before, of course, applying with the rule of honest and loyalty, you cannot incorporate something that you have not been working previously. Then the chances that this ATS system to recognize and shortlist her or his CV are indeed very high. So bottom line is that every CV that you're going to be preparing for every job that you are applying is going to be different. Often candidates are sending me their CV and asking me, can you check my CV and tell me if it's okay? First of all, I cannot check a CV for a job position that I don't know you're applying for. How will I know where you're applying for, and how will I know what are the requirements? Therefore, that ATS system is something that personal coaches like Nithya Belani, for example, takes it very seriously, and she's preparing, or she's helping you to prepare your own CV according to the job application that you are applying for. So in this case, I would suggest you, if you need coaching, you don't need someone to prepare the CV for you, but you need coaching. You need a person who's going to coach you and tell you how to prepare your CV. Then you might want to enroll yourself into coaching classes with Nithya Belani and get assisted on preparing that CV. Coaching is not something that I do. You all know I'm studying master's studies in aviation management, and I'm over here to transfer to you the knowledge. If you are able to prepare your CV based on the previous video that I have shared with you, and this is the bonus video to the video how to prepare an outstanding CV, how to prepare your CV and get shortlisted, then well done. But if you're unable to do that, then don't worry, don't be desperate. What is important, just rather than that, enroll yourself into coaching classes with Nithya Belani. I truly trust her work on that. She has an amazing I would say, now I wouldn't say software, but she has an amazing organized field where she's going to incorporate you, and she's going to tell you how to structure your CV for the job that you're applying. Because as I have said, every CV for every job position you're going to be applying for, every CV of yours is different. The structure might remain the same. However, when we spoke in the previous video, for some jobs, perhaps will be after your personal details will be your work experience. For some jobs, after your personal details might be the educational background. So now more than ever, CV is something that you're supposed to really pay attention to and really sit down and really reconsider for every job, for every airline. The non-negotiable rules and regulations are kind of different when it comes to keywords for every airline. So therefore, avoid watching videos on YouTube which are telling to you, my CV got me the job everywhere. That's not true. Now more than ever, that will never be applicable unless you sit down and tailor your CV according to the job position that you're applying in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is essential that your CV is formatted to the ATS readability. Avoid adding images or graphics, and keep all the informations in your CV within the body of the documents. Keep all the informations well structured and well written. The bottom line over here is that only candidates who definitely won't get hired are those in these uncertain times, are those who have stopped looking for jobs believing that hiring has halted. Don't be one of those people. Instead, please, please, please turn your job search and be ready for the new normal. And also don't hesitate to showcase all the new traits that airline recruiters will need, so they will be hitting the goals and will succeed. It's also finding successful candidates. It's also part of their job. Have you ever sit down and asked yourself, what is the recruiter's job target, how successful they are? Are they successful when they are hiring a lot of people, or they are successful when they are hiring a lower amount of people? Now, in order to know how do the recruiters know how many people they're supposed to hire, this is a video, which is this video. I will put the link below this video in the description, so you will know how they get the number to hire, how many cabin crew they will hire. Let's say the cabin crew role, for instance, in this case. But we do have recruiters who are recruiting pilots, they're recruiting customer service agents, etc., etc. Every department in the airline has their own mini recruitment department, which deals with recruiting people for different job positions, and these departments, they're actually working between each other. I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to click subscribe, also hit the notification button, because we're elaborating subjects and we're elaborating fields that will only help you secure a job at 40,000 feet, but also on the ground. Bye bye and have a nice day.